Hello everybody, it's Ronnie with Whip and Chain. I work with Maggie and Lauren to bring you beautiful crochet tutorials. Today we're making these beautiful elf fingerless gloves. They're quite easy. The pattern goes very fast. It's very adjustable to all sizes. So we're going to dive right into this. You can use any colors, obviously, that you want. You can have so much fun with this. You can make these all blue and make these little icicles. Your options to do this is endless. I love them. They're very versatile. So let's dive right into it. All right, we're going to dive right into this. It's a fun project, but a couple notes. This project does have a lot of end weaving into it. But in my personal opinion, totally worth it. Okay? Because they're gloves, we're going to be working with a smaller hook because you want your stitches condensed so they actually do what they're supposed to be doing. So we're using a 4mm crochet hook. I cannot find my 4mm clover, so I will be working with this one. You will need a darning needle or one of these to weave in all your ends. You will need a pair of scissors. And the yarn that I'm using, you guessed it, my ultimate favorite, Hobby Lobby's. Every time I try a different brand, just no comparison. I love this yarn. This color is just red. And this is also Hobby Lobby yarn, but it's just called Crafter's Secret. This is just a big skein of yarn, and because of the this is the season, I'm doing a lot of holiday projects, so I got a big one. And I love the name of this one. It's called I'm Jealous. Isn't that great? Like, come on, that's awesome. And then my white. And it's white. That's my colors. Also, if I can find all my yarn here, I'm crazy in yarn. You will, if you want to, need, if I can find them, they're all floating in here, but you're going to need some little bells. I don't know if the video will pick it up, but it's very light, and that's really what you need. But you do definitely need the patience for all the end weaving. Just giving you a heads up. All right, so the first thing we're going to start on is the cuff part. And so for mine, I did a chain of 16, and that was the ribbing that I did. Chain of 16, and it was 15 stitches back and forth, back and forth. You can pick the length that you want. Some people like them to go up further. Some people like them shorter. The length of this is totally up to you for this project. A lot of things are up to you. I hope you guys know that when we do these videos, there's so much room for adjustment and changing things around. And if you ever need help with counts or trying to figure something out, let us know. Comment below. If I'm able to figure it out, I will help you. And if not, give me a couple days and I will make it work. I'm pretty useful that way. So with your 4mm crochet hook, make your chain the length that you want. It does not have to be an odd number, does not have to be an even number. It's totally up to you. I'm just going to make a short one so you can see what we're doing. But in mine, if you want a copy up of mine, I chained 16, okay? And then after I got my chain, I flipped over. The second chain from the hook, I'm going to just single crochet the back loops all the way down. just all the way down. And then when you get your count, while you're doing each row, I'd advise you to just periodically check to make sure your counts aren't getting shorter or longer. That way it's a very even cuff that you're making for this. All right, when you get to your end, count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I personally have 7, and you can do 7. You're allowed. It is absolutely your project. So you chain 1 and you turn, and then all you're going to do is put single crochets in the back loop only. 1 single crochet in the back loop only. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And then for your next row, you chain 1 and you turn, and then again you put 1 single crochet in the back loops only. All right, and you're going to just repeat this process until you get the length that you want. I ended up doing 30 rows. Personally, I probably could have got away with 28, but I chose 30, and I'm going to stick with it on both of them. It's the right thing to do. Chain 1, and you just keep doing back loop only until you get to your length. Now, I did, for this video, have a pre-made one. There she is, with my dog hair everywhere. This is 30 rows, okay? We're not putting it together yet, so. Now, when we're doing this next row, you have to do some increases, because when you're going from your wrist to your hand, it's wider. My ring's all cockeyed. It's wider. So you have to add some stitches. So what I did, and I need you to keep them in multiples of 5, and for the end of the project you'll see why. So I have 28 rows, 30 rows. Well, I have to increase it because, like I said, I'm going from the wrist to the hand, so I'm going to increase it by 5 stitches. Now say you did 26 rows. Well, you probably should only need to increase it by 4 stitches. So you could add 2 extra stitches over here and 2 extra stitches over here. As long as your count equals in multiples of 5, you're perfect. Okay? So after you get your length that you need, I want you to chain 1. Now if you're copying off of me, this is what I did. You can put 1 stitch in each row, but again, I have to do 2 increases over here, 1 increase in the middle, and 2 over here because I need to increase it by 5 stitches. But when you're looking at this, and I'm gonna try to blow this up, when you're changing rows, when you do that chain 1, you get these gaps like right here. See these gaps where you can they're like bigger holes? When you're doing your single crochet across, you do not want to go in them. If you go in them, it's going to pull the stitch even more, and it's going to be very noticeable. So here's what I do. So I need to do 2. So in this very first row, I'm not going into that stitch. I'm going in next to it. I'm going to put 2 single crochets over here. 1 and 2. So down here, I'm going underneath this big gap. You don't want to go in those gaps, trust me. So I'm going to go down there. I'm going to put in 2 single crochets. And then I'm going to single crochet to the middle. So that's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Now I'm going to do 2. 14, 15, and 16. 17, 18, 19, and 20. Okay. See how the gaps aren't showing, and you can't tell what I did. It's great. 20. 21. 22. 23. 24. 25. 26. 27. 28. 29. And 30. 31. 32. Now 2. 33. 34. And 35. But before, oh, okay. Before you finish that stitch, finish it with white. Okay. Chain 1 and turn. Now we're going to just do single crochets in every stitch going across, back loop only. All right, just single crochet and recount your stitches. Make sure you have the count that you're looking for. Okay. All right, I'll meet you at the end. Okay, at the end of that row, excuse me, hiccups again. Verify that you have your count. Just make sure it's in multiples of 5. And then what you're going to do, you're going to turn. Now, I'm going to break a rule of crocheting, but it's needed for this project. So I want you to chain 2. And I want you to put a half double still in that first stitch. And then you're done a half double. That chain 2 will not count as anything. You're just going to half double crochet all the way around. And the reason we're putting a real stitch in there and not counting the chain 2, it's going to look cleaner when you finish your row. Because if you would have to go into that chain, it's going to look very obvious. So remember, do not count that chain 2. And you're just going to half double your way across this. And I will meet you at the end. Okay. When you get to the end of this row, your last one, you wrap, you go in it, but when you finish it, you're going to finish it with the green. And then chain 2. So what you're going to do now for rows 4 through 10, every 2 rows you change color. So you do 2 rows of green, 2 rows of white, 2 rows of green, and so on. So this is row 4. 4 and 5 is green. 6 and 7 is yellow. Yellow, where am I going? No, I messed up. All right. 4 through 13. So every 2 rows you alternate. So you'll do 2 rows of green, half double, 2 rows of white, all half double, 2 rows of green, half double, and so forth. And you should end on the green color. Okay, so that'll take you to the end of this one. So when you have all your rows, now let me explain to you what the proper side is. The right side is the side with this lip where you did the back loop only. So you need that side facing you. Okay, so when you got that all done, all your rows, you will join it inside out like this, and you're going to do the slip stitch joining it. So you'll be starting at the tip part of the glove, and what I want you to do is the first 4 rows you slip stitch, slip stitch, slip stitch. Then you skip. You can either skip 5 rows, 6 rows, 4 rows, whatever you're comfortable with. That is your thumb opening. I personally skipped 4.5 rows, or almost 5. Yeah, I think I did 1 stitch in the 5th row, and then you just slip stitch all the way up the glove. So you do the first 4 rows, then you only slip stitch one side to leave that opening for those amount of rows you'll need to skip for your thumb. Like I said, I skipped almost 6, like 5.5. And then after I slip stitched just 5.5 rows on the one side, I rejoined it and I slip stitched all the way to the end, and I tied in my ends. And this is where we're going to meet up back to move on to the next stage of these gloves. If you struggle with the slip stitch, take your time. Don't go jamming your crochet hook and just struggling. But also another option, if you're really struggling, you can use your darning needles and go back and forth, because when you turn it right side out, no one's going to know. So it is a personal choice. You can use your darning needle, or you can do a slip stitch with your hook. I did it with my hook. I might switch to this for this glove because it's tight. The stitches are tight. So just take your time, but make sure you leave enough of a gap that you need for your thumb to go in. Okay, meet you back. Okay, now we're finally to the last part, putting the red on. Aren't these cute? Now, I chose to put bells on the end of mine. You do not have to. But if you choose to put a decoration on at the end of these, what you do is you put a thin darning needle on your yarn, and then you weave them on to your yarn string, your working yarn strand. That way you can push them down as you need them. That is the trick to using different fun gadgets while you're crocheting. So, because people try to show you other ways of doing it, and it's just hard, and they're not as secure. This way, they're on the full strand of this acrylic yarn. It's going to take a lot for them to be pulled off. Okay. So now, oh, before I forget to mention, I decided with doing these, I did a whip stitch around the thumb on both because it was the edges that were showing and they could fray real easy. So I chose to do the green and just do a whip stitch around it. You don't have to do that, but I'm just letting you know what I did in case you might want to do the same thing. All right, so this row that we did with the back loop, see it there? We're going to be working it now in the front loop. Okay. It don't matter. All right, I'm going to put my hook in to the first stitch of that row where the seam is, okay? So you take your yarn. Now I chose to use the red with the silver in it. You can use any color that you wish. Put this on the hook, bring it through, try that again. Bring it through and chain one. Okay. Now this is really not that hard. We're on chain 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. I'm going to bring one of my bells down. And then the second chain from the hook, I'm going to put a single crochet, but make sure if you're doing the bells, it's pushed down. That way you can single crochet right around it. All right. The second chain, the next chain, I want you to put in a half double. So we're just working back up the chain. The next chain, we're going to put a double. There it is. The other ones that I did went so smoothly. All right, double. I'm telling you. Try it again. A double. It's not hard. What I'm doing is making you think it's hard. It's not hard. There's the double. Now we're going to wrap it 2 times for a treble. One, 2, and 3. Now you wrap it 3 times for double treble. You go up to that last one. Go through 2, wrap, go through 2, wrap, go through 2, and wrap, and go through your last 2. All right, now skip 4. All right, from the one you're in. 1, 2, 3, 4. and go into next. This is where your count of 5s come in, but if it's a little off, you can fudge a little. It's not the end of the world. You slip stitch, then you repeat it. Chain 6. 3, 4, 5, and 6. I'll bring my next bell down. Second chain from the hook, going around it. I do a single crochet. Next one, a half double. Next one, a double. Next one, a treble. And a double treble. And there. And then you skip 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And you just keep repeating the process. Let me move some of my bells down that are on my yarn. Okay. So I chain 6. 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now, if you like these bells I'm using, I did get these bells at Michael's. Single. Half double. Double. Treble. And double treble. And you skip 4. Let's do another one together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Second chain from the hook. Next one, half a double. Double. treble, double treble. And 1, 2, 3, 4, and slip stitch. I hope you guys understand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and so forth. And it's just repeating, repeating, repeating till you get around your full fingerless glove. As soon as I finish this one, I will meet you at the end. And 3. All right, I'll meet you at the end. Okay, I came around, I joined it to my first one, and then all I do, because there's bells on it, I want it extra secure. So what I did, I took one strand of the red and went on one side of it and just pushed it through to the middle. Took another strand and I went on the other side of it. So I went through 2 different areas of it. Okay. Turn it inside out, and I will knot this and then weave in the ends. Just to give them a little extra security. But for now, here are, get that out of your way, here are they. Here they are. Ah, here they are. Here are they. Aren't they gorgeous? Worked out really good. They're beautiful holiday fingerless gloves. Thank you so much for watching my videos. It means the absolute world to myself, Maggie, and Lauren. So if you enjoy our tutorials, can you please help us out and hit that like and subscribe button at the bottom? And please come find us on Facebook and join our group, Whip and Chain for Work in Progress. And we're also on TikTok. Post all our shorts on there. Come find us. It's Whip and Chain. And we are on Instagram. I'm working on getting that going a little better, but definitely TikTok and Facebook and YouTube are the main ones right now. And if you have ever any questions on how to do something, or you're working on a pattern that you don't understand something, come find us on Facebook and join and let us know what you need. I will be happy to do videos. I would love your requests of whatever you want done. I'll do the video for you. That's what we're here for, to help you succeed at crocheting because we love it so much. Until next time, thank you. Happy crocheting. Enjoy your holidays. Bye.